Hey guys, welcome back to this week's comic book review. Just finishing this off really quickly. Infestation Road to Spider Island. I was talking about the backup story, which is Aunt May moving. Her and Jay make the announcement first, and then directly after, there's the story where they are moving out. And they're actually leaving. And Pete's actually giving a grand tour of the house to MJ, where he's explaining to her all the situations that happened in the house. Also, Carly has a little Spider-Man movie moment. This is where it ties into Spider Island. She's starting to get Spidey powers. And that's where they leave you up with the Spidey powers. And in the very end, basically, Pete gives Aunt May a Boston Red Sox hat, and she leaves. Backup story was okay, but the first story was really, really good. Artwork for the first story was really good. Artwork for the backup story was okay. Pretty okay. I hope that's not the Spider Island one, but really good. Next episode, there is a comic that came out this week, which actually spotlights Spider Island, and we'll talk about that next episode also. It's getting everybody ready for Spider Island. Prequels for Spider Island are coming out in next week, which is 2 episodes from now, with Venom and Amazing Spider-Man. Looking forward to that. Wolverine number 12, really quick, really brief. Wolverine confronts the next stage of people that want to see him die. Another guy gives his backup story, the end. Wolverine kills the people who are trying to kill him, and he's still coming. Turns out this guy was the one that actually contacted the Serpent, which sent Wolverine to hell. So you're learning, as this story, which really isn't a story, it's just Wolverine going around killing a bunch of people in like stages, like they're at stages, and he's just going through them one at a time to get to these people. But as that's going on, you're getting background stories to how everything led into Wolverine getting trapped in hell. Artwork's great. Wolverine kicks ass as always. Covers are weird, but you won't hear me complaining. Daken Dark Wolverine, number 11. 1 issue behind Wolverine. Wow, really. In this issue, it's still taking place in the past a bit. Daken wants to get a hold of the heat pills, and he wants to also lead the cartel in now Los Angeles as well. So since he already owns Manipur, now he wants to reach out to other places where he'll be running them as well. And that's basically the whole roundabout thing here. And this woman is looking to stop him. She works for the FBI. And she's been tracking him. She actually tracks him, and they have a very brief conversation. He's like, well, you know what? If you can catch me, I'll tell you whatever you want. And he drives off. He's like, if you want a challenge, here it is. And then now, at the very end of this book, it jumps back into the present. The reason Daken likes the heat pills so much is because he can actually feel. That's what he says. He can actually feel. Big break includes next week, where it'll be Daken versus this guy right here. Taskmaster is back. So it's going to be Daken high on heat pills versus the straight Taskmaster. Looking forward to that. So basically Daken's doing a heist also. You find out he's doing a heist for a cartel, basically, and he's going to basically rule over them, or something, or he's attempting to. We'll see how this all concludes. This story's okay. I'm enjoying it. Love Daken Dark Wolverine, don't get me wrong. But this story ranks as okay compared to the last one with him and X-23 doing a crossover. That was really awesome. 2 more for Marvel. First one is X-Men Schism, issue 1 of 5. Really good. Issue 2 is coming out next week in 2 episodes from now. So it's really good. Turns out Scott Summers is going to a press conference with all the leaders from all around the world, and he asked Wolverine to go with him as a backup, just as his guard. And basically Scott Summers is saying, we know that there are still Sentinel programs out there, and he wants them to be abolished because there's only like 200 mutants left in the entire world. Which is really sensible, but if you ask me, it's pretty ballsy. Artwork is really, really good. But then basically this psychic mutant shows up called Kid Omega. And basically he's kind of like this, I don't know what you would call him. He tries to say, you know what, mutants need to take over the world. He's like a bad guy, and he uses a psychic wave where all the leaders from all around the world are admitting their deepest, darkest secrets. And the leaders of the whole world are taking this as an act of mutants against humans again. So now people are going to start fearing mutants again. And one of the world leaders actually brought something with him. He actually makes a code to pop the trunk, and when they pop the trunk at the conference, bada bing, we have Sentinels again. So Wolverine and Cyclops decimate the Sentinels, and then this guy makes a huge speech, and then you get a brief view with this kid and his father, the Kilgore family, and basically the child kills his father, which is creepy. And then Wolverine and the other X-Men are, everybody's talking about the goings-on at the press conference and how everything went wrong. And before that, Wolverine was supposed to lead a class. Wolverine's like a teacher of a self-defense class or a combat class. I want to see, because this is where Hope showed up. Combat training class. And it turns out that there's this girl in this class called Heidi, and that's like, for those of you who read X-Men way back when, Kitty Pryde and Wolverine considered her like his daughter. Now she's grown up, and there's this teenage girl who hadn't had a doll for Lord knows how long, and it's kind of like a little thing where this is where you get to see Wolverine as more human. He actually gets her a doll, and I find that very human. It makes him, gives him more than just that like cold-hearted assassin kind of thing. And then it turns out something happens on the news, and Scott apparently wants everybody to see it, whether Wolverine says it's right for them to see it or not. And it turns out the Sentinel program is now in effect in multiple countries, and they actually show you multiple countries with their own Sentinel programs. And Cyclops isn't taking it as an act of war yet, but basically saying they're putting a gun to our face. And he says we can't blink, like the gun is at our face, but we can't blink. And it turns out this kid, Cade Kilgore, is the one that made this psychic guy go to the press conference, Kid Omega, and cause all this problem. And it turns out that's how he got to be the new Black King of the Hellfire Club, and that's how it ends, to be continued. So basically this is all like one big plan by the Hellfire Club to, I don't know, to start the war, a war against the humans and the mutants or something, but this kid looks like he's going to be causing big trouble, and I hope Wolverine's the one that sticks a, what do you call it, a claw into him by the time this schism is said and done. But this is supposedly what's going to divide the X-Men into two teams, or something like that. And it is awesome. I read through this twice. I would absolutely recommend this for any X-Men fan. Concluding Marvel this week, a #1, Ed Brubaker, Steve McNevin. I hope I said his last name right. Captain America #1. Bucky is now dead, and the world needs Captain America. Apparently this story takes place after Fear Itself. I don't know why they're releasing it before Fear Itself is over, but I guess it's because the Captain America movie comes out this month, so they figure they gotta release Captain America #1. So in this issue, it just throws you right back into the action. It starts off with Cap attending a funeral for a friend, and then somebody tries to assassinate somebody at the funeral, and Cap chases after him, and it turns out it's somebody he hadn't seen from the 1940s. I cannot remember his name. I don't even think I can pronounce his name, to be honest with you. Jimmy Jakonovich. Jimmy Jakonovich. And then it actually shows you Paris in 1944, where it shows the guy. Let's show him in the present first. This is what he looks like in the present. And this is what he looked like in the past. And it turns out he has a grudge against Captain America. because he felt like the girl that he loved is him in the past. The girl that he loved, which is this woman right here, as a matter of fact, he loved her, but she loved Cap, and technically her and him had some type of a past, and in his mind, he stole the woman, Cap stole the woman away from him. And they actually go to the original, and he's in the old folks home, and he's not, he's completely brain dead. And there's no change in his condition. Basically, Cap and Nick Fury, who is with Captain America, you get a past, they go to the past again, and they show how Cap actually stole, in his mind, stole the woman he loved. And then you go back to the present. This was the most awesome part right here. Cap was dressed and uses his back to shield them from a huge explosion, and it turns out that he had his uniform on right underneath his suit. And he just does a super quick change. Love this splash page. Love it. This was a good splash page. And basically, the old man is taken away, and Cap basically says, now we have to, we led him to him, now we gotta find him. And final page is big spoiler here. It turns out this guy is teaming up with none other than Baron Zemo. To be continued. This book just throws you into the action. I love it. I'm looking forward to the second issue. I didn't think I was actually going to enjoy or even want to get Captain America. I got it on a whim, and I'm very glad I did. The artwork and the story is really, really good so far. What do you expect? It's Ed Brubaker and Steve McNiven. Okay, we're jumping into DC Comics really quickly. Teen Titans 97. The Titans go up against Rancor. Solace basically is the only one that can take them out, though, for real. And Raven takes everyone away except Solace, who stays behind for some weird reason. And they want to go back to save her, but it turns out there's a huge explosion. She survives. She wants to join the Teen Titans. The end. Titans leave. Hooray. Titans forever. And the story's over. No offense, but this was a very lackluster story for me. Solace isn't exactly a character that I have any real huge interest in. Now, the next issue, which is this cover, I have a huge interest in. Superboy Prime returns in the next issue, which is coming out in 2 weeks, by the way. Well, next week for me, so in 2 episodes from now, we'll be seeing the next Teen Titans. Everything's going to be doubled up for the next 2 months for DC because they got to wrap up all their stories before their big reboot, which is going to destroy their entire comic line. But beside the point, I'd say get this if you're a huge Teen Titan fan. If you're not really a huge diehard fan, this story was a basic skip unless you want to see the new team member for what? Another month, and then when they reboot everything, Solace will probably just disappear into the never existed category. Red Robin 25. Red Robin gets saved by a person that had joined the Batman Inc., which is Black Bat. Black Bat? Yeah, I want to call her Black Bat, and she's on the cover. She saves him. They trick the people that want him dead into thinking he's dead. And basically this guy says that in the end he sees Red Robin joining him. And the whole place explodes. They run off. This story was very... For us, the amount of pages it was and the amount of talking it was really, really short. And then after that, Red Robin had promised Black Bat he would help her meet up with in Tokyo and stop this guy called Cricket. There's a one-page splash with him and Tammy talking, and she slaps the hell out of Tim because she calls him cold and whatnot. The fight with Cricket, which kind of, this guy looks weird. I'm running through DC because there's really nothing interesting yet. They lost. Cricket says next time he'll kill Black Bat. Tim has a broken arm, and then it jumps into the future. And the thing that leads into the next issue is, I guess we'll find out. Considering does the beginning of everything I'm going to become mean the end of everything I've always wanted to be? Guess we'll find out, considering I just assassinated Captain Boomerang. So in other words, he's saying he assassinated Captain Boomerang, and in the next issue it's going to show what they mean. I don't think he really assassinated Captain Boomerang. It'll be some type of a plot twist or whatnot. I have no idea. but I don't think that Red Robin really assassinated Captain Boomerang, in my opinion. Red Robin is an awesome series. It was an awesome run. It only made it to 25 issues, and DC Comics is going to be cutting this series short. There's only going to be one more issue, and that's in August, and then Red Robin concludes its run and will not be coming back as one of the 52 comics. I think that's bullshit. I think Red Robin was an awesome series. Now the only way we'll be seeing Red Robin is through the rebooted Teen Titans, and I think that's bullshit. I think Red Robin should have stayed. I don't even think DC should be rebooting, but if they are, they should have kept Red Robin, but that's their problem. Another series that won't be around after the reboot, Booster Gold. Booster Gold 46 is in Flashpoint, as a matter of fact. And the whole issue is him versus Doomsday. And trying to stop Doomsday. Since Superman's not around, somebody has to stop him. Turns out that woman from the last issue is that universe's, the Flashpoint universe's Parasite. But she's a good guy. And she can suck the power out of people that touch her or whatnot. Not suck it out like the Parasite that we know, but just like she could absorb it and have the same powers as that person. Long story short, in the end, Booster Gold gets the helmet back on Doomsday. Doomsday is now controlled by the army again, and basically the army, the general beats the crap out of Booster Gold, and it ends with this page. We don't need the army to handle a dead man. To be concluded or continued. It says continued next issue, so in the next issue it's to be continued. I love Doomsday. I love Dan Jurgens. I love Booster Gold. I don't understand why they're ending Booster Gold, but they are. Yet again, two comic series, in my opinion, that are really good. Both are ending as of September. Bunch of bullshit. DC Comics is making the biggest mistake of its life, and we'll see in about 5 or 6 months when they go back to status quo, unless they're pig-headed fucks and don't listen to their fans, or the fact that their comic sales are going down. Because you're trying to get new readers into this. New readers will read the first issue, maybe the second, even quite possibly the third. But by the time that fourth issue comes around, your sales are going to go down to nothing. Batman the Dark Knight, which is now doubling up this month as well, number 3. Long story short, in this one, Batman escapes, finds the girl he was looking for, that young girl that hijacked the Batmobile. Alfred had a heart-to-heart talk with her. She leaves the Batmobile right where Batman is. Batman sees the little girl running off, but can't take issue with that because he's helping this his friend right now at that moment. The girl gets a spotlight on her, and that's the last we see of her for this issue. And Penguin, Batman heads back to the Batmobile, to the Batcave. And the end of this issue has Penguin talking to somebody, and that somebody is revealed here. And basically this guy wants him to open the gates of hell. To be continued. The artwork is really astounding also for this. I want to show a picture of Batman. There we go. Really good. By the way, there is an advertisement on a DC comic, by the way. Captain America Super Soldier. I hear this game is really good. I might be getting this and doing a walkthrough on BBC 13 Gaming. Not sure yet, but just wanted to throw that out there for the hell of it since I'm back at this issue. Batman the Dark Knight. Really awesome. We'll see how it goes after the reboot, though. This will be coming back. Another comic that will be coming back is Superman 713. Well, not 713. Superman will be coming back. In Superman 713... Clark abandons being Superman. He decides that the world doesn't need Superman anymore. Hold on a second. And that he's going to basically protect the world in the shadows from now on, like he did back when he was in Smallville as a kid. And he suggests to Superboy and Supergirl, who guest star in the beginning, that they do the same. Then he meets up with this guy as he's writing this article as Clark Kent, saying the world really doesn't need Superman. And this guy's like a huge Superman fan. And he's telling Clark how wrong he is, and if he really knew Superman, he'd know that that's wrong, that Superman knows that's wrong as well. And basically, he takes him around to all these different people, and they all share stories of their experiences with Superman and how they don't fear him or feel that he is a problem or a burden to the human race. And Clark actually learns a lot about himself or his super persona self And then in the very end, thank you God, the next issue is the last of Grounded, but unfortunately Grounded is going to lead into the reboot, so we're not going to have any more Superman in this universe, stories at least. And the woman is holding Lois Lane captive, and she threatens to kill her if Superman doesn't show up. To be concluded, Superman's going back to Metropolis, people. Here's the issue, the last issue, with the Superman I know and love. Will I be getting Superman as of the reboot? I will be getting issue 1s of a lot of comic characters, but it is not the Superman. It is not this Superman. So, as of September, Superman is no longer Superman, thus he is not what I always swore no matter what to collect. So Superman goes into that category where if I don't like the story and if I hate the way the comic's going, it will be taken off my review and off my buy pile. So, yeah, it's not Superman. It's not my Superman anyway. 3 comics conclude this week. All 3 are Green Lantern. Conclusion of War of the Green Lanterns. Issue 67 of Green Lantern. The final Green Lantern issue. That's right. This is it until the reboot. Green Lantern 67. The Green Lanterns confront Krona and the Guardians that are possessed by the entities. Hal Jordan basically tells Kyle Rayner, who is an artist, we all know that. Kyle Rayner right here. My buddy, he'll be sticking with us for these reviews. To draw them. They find the Book of Black, and he says to draw on one of the blank pages them emerging from the book, and they'll magically emerge from the book. He draws it, they emerge, get their rings back, or so they think. Krona catches the rings and has them attached to him, because he controls all the entities apparently. And basically he almost obliterates Hal Jordan, but Hal Jordan says, I don't defend the universe for the Guardians, because Krona thinks that's what they're doing. He's like, I don't defend the universe for the Guardians. I defend the universe for everybody, for me, for you, for everyone, regardless of who they are. And basically, right before Krona kills him, Sinestro jumps in and says that Hal Jordan would die for the Corps, and so would I. And at this very moment, a Green Lantern ring, here we go, first spoiler, comes swinging around, and guess what? Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps, Thal Sinestro. That's the first shocker. That's the first one. And then Sinestro's in shock, but Hal Jordan says, don't ask questions, just fight. And him and, this is an awesome splash by the way, him and Sinestro go against Krona, but it's Hal Jordan that deals the final blow and destroys Krona, and the entities go free, and the rings go back to their all their owners. And what I find interesting is Larfleeze actually says, keep that orange ring away from me, and when it joins back to him, he says mine again, but I don't think he actually wants the orange ring, but unfortunately he'll always be an Orange Lantern. Okay, so the Guardians are now back to their senses, so to speak, and they are very pissed off at Hal Jordan for killing Krona. Apparently he's a danger to the Corps and the universe because of the power he wields with the Green Lantern ring. So as of this page, as you can see right here, Hal Jordan is stripped of the Green Lantern ring. There's your second shocker. And the entire Green Lantern series, as far as 67 not going to 68, ends with Hal Jordan now not having the ring. As of the reboot, Green Lantern will main star, as it says right here, coming in September, Green Lantern #1 starring Sinestro. And it is true. In October, I saw October solicitations already. It's all about Sinestro. Hal Jordan no longer has his Green Lantern ring. How long will this last? I have no idea. Will this be good? Once again, I have no idea. Will I be getting Green Lantern #1? Yes. Will I be getting Green Lantern #2? Depends on how bad or good Green Lantern #1 is. But I find it really messed up that Green Lantern, basically, the story in Green Lantern #1 is going to follow directly after this story with little to no change in the past of Green Lantern. Yet when it comes to Superman, his entire past is about to change. How does his entire past change? But when it comes to Green Lantern, very little to nothing is going to change with Green Lantern. Messed up much? Maybe if you got better writers to write Superman, you wouldn't be doing it, a complete revamp on his story. I'm pissed off. All week I was pissed off, but that's for next episode also, so we'll save that. finally, not finally, there's two more. Green Lantern Corps number 61, which is doubling up this month as well. This issue is all about John Stewart coping with what he's done to Mogo, and some Green Lanterns don't like that, and Kyle actually tries to defend John Stewart, which then turns into an argument between him and John Stewart, because John Stewart says, Kyle defends John Stewart and says it was the Black Lantern ring making him think that way, and John Stewart says, don't make excuses for me, I did it, it was the only logical option, I don't need you to fight my battles for me, and Kyle Rayner says fine, and he just flies off. But basically that's the basic story. Oh, oops, wrong one. That was the war. Oops, I gave you guys. Sorry, I was just telling you guys the Aftermath, which comes out this week. Wrong story. Wrong story. Redo. This story, I thought this was in the War of the Green Lanterns. This story is different. My bad. Forget what you just heard. That's for next episode. This story is about a rookie. That's why I was saying, wait, this sounds weird. This sounds wrong. Wrong story. 3:30 in the morning now. Wrong story. In this one, it's about a rookie who doesn't want to give up her Green Lantern ring. She got it during the whole Mogo being corrupted by Parallax. She decides she wants to keep her ring, which is fine. They're not going to forcibly take it away from her yet. And she bumps into John Stewart, who's still in that mood because of what he did to Mogo. And she needs help with her sector, and she asks him for help. He's busy at that moment. She goes off, but he ends up following her. And basically he's teaching her the ropes. He's saying, if you want to keep the ring, fine. And she goes to this planet that's at war. There are two races at war with each other. And she goes about trying to stop this war the wrong way. He goes about it the right way, and he explains to her that you need training, but you could be a really good Green Lantern. And then she's actually saying she feels bad for John Stewart because of all the stuff that's been going on with him. To be continued. Next issue is all about Kyle and Sora. I apologize, guys. Wow, can't believe I just gave you the completely wrong comic. I'm sorry. Everything's Green Lantern this month. There's an overabundance of Green Lantern. We got this, we got this, and we've got the comic that we've been waiting to do. Absolutely pick up Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps. The comic we've been waiting to review for 2 weeks, now 3 weeks, and it's finally here. And get out of here, you fly, you. Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 11, a standalone story. All of the issues for Green Lantern Corps and Emerald Warriors, all the way until the end, are standalone issues. And as a matter of fact, Green Lantern Emerald Warriors number 12 is coming out next week as well, in 2 episodes from now. This issue, Guy Gardner's heading back to Earth to get some R&R, but Selak finds out there's a distress call and in his vicinity as he's flying back, and he asked Guy Gardner for help, and Guy Gardner's like, no, I'm going for my R&R, and Selak's like, if you do this, I'll give you double time off. And of course, you know Guy Gardner, he does it. What are we at?
28:04.
Alright, we'll finish this fast. He does it, there's a backstab. It turns out that there's a shapeshifter who wants his ring. He takes it off of him. He gets his ring back and he says, I'm taking it down, and I'm taking it down, I got my ring back. The end. It was an okay standalone story. It was alright. Sorry for the rush at the end now, but Michael says the camera's going to go. Running through this really fast. Lead Figure magazine, really awesome. Emerald Warriors 11, grab. Green Lantern Corps number 61, grab. The end of the War of the Green Lanterns in Green Lantern 67, awesome. Superman 713, thank God Grounded's over, and one more. Batman The Dark Knight 3 is a grab. Booster Gold 46 is a grab. Red Robin 25 is a grab. Teen Titans 97, the story's a skip if you haven't been getting it. Captain America number 1, absolutely. Schism number 1 of 5, absolutely. Daken Dark Wolverine 11, grab it. Wolverine 12, awesome. Amazing Spider-Man 665, awesome. The miniseries, Fear Itself Spider-Man, awesome. The New Avengers, Fear Itself, New Avengers 14, check it out. FF number 6, a little short because it's a backstory, but check it out. Skip this completely. Lady Death 7, Amber says grab. Spawn 209 is a little slow, but we'll see how it goes. Starboard number 8, And the 2 issues from... Oh wait, what am I saying? Starboard number 8 is an absolute grab. The Spawn is a So Starboard number 8 is a grab. These are 2 issues from Radical. I am your Dark Avenger, Chris. From my magnet, keychain, and pin, which all say I'm an Avenger. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Sorry for the rush job. Got to run through this before the time runs out. See you guys in the next episode that I'll be shooting tomorrow. Later, guys.